What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome, everybody, to Cheap Drinks and Cheap Codes, episode 19. Wow, we're doing
getting
well.
up there. We're getting up there.
We're getting there, bro. We passed the barely legal stage. We out hitting bars illegally.
Yeah. With our fake ID.
Yep.
Yeah, fake IDs at this point.
In the fake territory. We're a fake ID podcast now. Hit up Justin for all your fake ID needs. Yo,
Justin looks like he's selling fake IDs.
Justin does look like he sells fake IDs, 100%.
You got that Resident Evil? What you buying? Everyone doing good though? Ooh, is that a Naked? Is that the sponsor?
It's Naked, bro. Sponsored by, actually backwards, it's Big. I would say thank you to Jeff for the follow. Appreciate you as soon as we kicked off. You the best.
Hey.
Oh, hey, thanks, Jeff.
His name is Jeff. Cool. All right, let's
lots of news.
Let's start it. Let's get it. This just happened today. This is some shit. Round 2, Cyberpunk 2077 delayed
Bang!
again.
Hammer.
Can we talk about how they tried to ease it over with some hot robot ass on the?
Yeah, they were like, let's give you some chrome booty. And yeah, so it's delayed. It was set for, I want to say September 16th. I'm fairly certain. Now it's November 19th, so about 2 months, which is pretty hefty. I got a little blurb here, which I respect this, so I'm going to say it, and then I felt better after reading it. They said, at this time, we are writing, at the time of us writing these words, Cyberpunk 27 is finished. Both the content and gameplay is done. The quests, the cutscenes, the skills, the items, all the adventure the Night City has to offer, it's all there. But with such abundance of content, they really want it to go really seamlessly. So they want to fix a lot of the bugs, or if there are bugs, and balance some of the game mechanics. So I can't really be mad at them to be like...
you can't be like, you sons of bitches for wanting to produce a fully developed video game. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I mean,
minimize bugs and issues.
For me, it's just like, okay, now I can, like, because I know that's a game I'll get and I'm just going to fall into. Yeah. I have time to finish things. Like, what if I'm not done with Ghost of Tsushima that comes out next month? Like, Last of Us 2 comes out tomorrow. How long are those games? Am I going to, if I get busy, be pushing back how long it takes me to play them? And then this would have popped out in September, and I'm just like, I don't know what to play, and I have to push it back. Now I have time to prep even more, that I'll be ready to play it.
Yeah, I definitely want them to come out with a game that's done, not some Bethesda EA type, game comes out, it's just riddled with shit, and then it needs a, what's the game that's coming into my head? BioShock? Not BioShock. What's the game called?
Anthem?
Battlefront?
BioWare. They did.
BioWare.
What's the game that? No, that's not that's the developer. What game did they
Anthem.
do? Mass Effect.
Mass Effect.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. Mass Effect Andromeda. That game, I feel like if it had 6 more months, it would have been way better. But this does come a weird shock, because at their investor call on the 29th, they did say they were May 29th. They said that they were on track to hit that date. So I'm curious what happened between May and now. It's only been a month. Literally a month ago, they were like, yo, we're on track to hit that September. So,
well, I mean, COVID-19, dude.
That's fair. That is fair. But I'm okay with it, but they can't do it again. Like, at this point, if it got pushed back again, it'd be pushed back a year. Like, theoretically, it wouldn't hit the holidays. Like, they can't at this point.
What are you going to do about it?
No, I don't give a fuck with that. No, I'm gonna buy it. I'm just saying, you don't want to, they don't want to miss the holiday season,
right?
And November's already pushing it, but that usually is the prime time for games, that week in November usually. Anyway, but I'm cool with it. I'd rather not come up with bugs, but
yeah, I mean, we
shall see.
They've probably thought this through. I mean, if they're just polishing at this point. Because that's what I would assume. That's what I would classify like balancing and fixing bugs. That's all just polishing. I mean,
yeah.
I think, what is that? Is that 2 months or a month? September, October,
it's 2 months
November,
from now.
2 months.
2 months.
Okay, yeah.
2 months.
Or 2 months from now.
That's not a lot. That's still crunch. Like, that's not a lot of time really to fix. Like, if they found some game mechanics that were really like broken. That's a lot. That's a lot to do in 2 months.
Yeah, my biggest thing is, unfortunately, when they pushed it back the first time, they said the game was done. and they wanted to polish. So that's my only concern, because that literally is what they said last time. They're like, the game's playable. Like, you can play it. It's fully done. Like, reviewers have a copy, like, now to play the game and do a review. But hey, I want the game to come out flawlessly, so I'm with it. And they've really never put out a bad product. I remember when I picked up The Witcher 3 when it first came out, and there's a book right away that's like, yo, we don't think you should have to pay for much DLC, so get ready for that. And they hit you with like 97 DLCs that were awesome that weren't. I think they only charged you for one at the end.
Yeah, I think one.
Do they really have that many DLC? Because I only remember of 2 DLCs for.
But they were like whole games though.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm okay with it. They've never put out a bad product. Again, I'd rather have it come out and be awesome rather than a game that comes out with bugs. And like literally day 2, people are like, okay, I wish this is fun, but, and then they want all these patches, you know?
I wonder if they also low key know that the consoles aren't dropping until September.
Yo, at this point, facts. It's they'll probably still have a PS4 and a Xbox One thing, but yeah, it's pretty much going to be a
like. I wonder if that's like a low key like launch date for the console.
Yo, Brandon just dropped.
You think they're going to drop it with it? Like
at this point,
PS5 with.
Yeah.
At this point,
because they also did, there was that hard rumor that I think we're going to talk about later, but that the PS5 is customizable. So, Cyberpunk PS5 launch date.
Yeah, it'll look
they
like
did
that.
They did it with Spider-Man. They did it with the Spider-Man PS4 Pro.
The only thing with that is that they have the partnership with Xbox to do that Xbox One X console.
Double dip.
Only time will tell. Double dip. Yeah. All right, so we got some other news.
And a mouthful of titty.
What?
You heard me.
I'm not with
other
you.
news. Other news.
All right, EA Play is today, folks. EA Play 7 o'clock, I believe, 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 o'clock Eastern, right? 3 hours.
Eastern.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yep.
After the
so
podcast.
It'll be pretty much right after this podcast. You can enjoy all of the things EA has to offer. Brandon, if you want to just scroll through, this article just goes over some things and the most likely of topics. You got that recently. Actually, first off, let's just go over this before we keep scrolling. Star Wars Squadron. They just dropped that trailer like 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah.
For the new Star Wars, it looks like the new Rogue Squadron game. If you're a kid of the 90s, you lived on these games when they like N64 and stuff, like when they first came out. Rogue Squadron was the shit. I've probably played 4 or 5 Star Wars games that were just space combat, and I loved every single one of them when I was a kid. I'm an adult now. I don't think I give any fuck about it. I'm gonna let y'all go first because y'all already know how I feel, but I'll talk about it after if you guys have a different opinion after watching the trailer, if you've seen the trailer.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm a big Ace Combat fan, so like, I like the fighter jet aspect kind of video game realm. But then again, I feel like this is just going to be like what me and you talked about, the Battlefront 2 copy paste,
I just was finishing up that article and I just saw that this game is only $40. Squadron.
Right.
And crossplay.
It is 100% a copy and paste now. I was maybe like gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, but now with that price point, no, they literally copied Battlefront 2's flight combat and went and stickered some new ships on that motherfucker and called it a day. There's no way.
I don't even think they stickered new ships. I'm pretty sure it's the entire just flight model because there's like between like 10 and 20 flyable ships in Battlefront 2 space.
Yeah, there's a decent amount. If you're at all interested in the lore, this is right after Return of the Jedi. It's after the Empire gets smacked up. The second Death Star is already destroyed, and there's still some Empire people left trying to cause a ruckus so you can be the other motherfuckers and fight them.
Is that the hold on? Is that the kid
I
from fucking
like
Stranger Things?
There's no way. That could be a cool little cameo though.
That would be a neat cameo.
But
yeah.
Oh, I know. That's
this
not
looks
him.
like I know, but it looks just like that fucking kid who beats up the photo
Power
kid
Ranger,
and
the
like
Red Ranger.
Yeah.
Oh no, the other guy. The guy that's a good guy now. He's like a friend of the kids. Yeah. A little bit. But yeah, so now that I can't believe I didn't notice that. Yeah, it being $40. That my fear was originally that it was just going to be a reskin of Battlefront 2's combat system, There's no way. The EA is blatantly not even charging $60 for a game. That EA is not charging $60 for a game. Yeah, there's no fucking way. No fucking way.
I mean, I don't know. It looks like it has a story mode, but then it's not a full price game. Normally, games with stories, they're full price because it's a lot of development.
Yeah.
Well, it's the guy who did Squadrons is the same guy who did, if I'm not mistaken, the late to the game campaign missions for Battlefront 2.
The thing is I heard the campaign for Battlefront 2 was like dog crap and broken.
Yeah, which is
the only reason why I've never touched it.
Which is what Starfighters is.
Yeah, that's just not. To give it some context, Phil, you could literally, like, the AI would run into a wall, and you could just sit back and shoot them all in the head because there was just no. It was just ridiculous. They just half-assed it completely, and it could have gotten better. I doubt it, but it could have gotten better. That game looked to be a full game by the time it was done 2 years later. But yeah, so to continue on, Star Wars Squadron, they're going to talk about it. I'm pretty sure gameplay is going to be here because that was a cinematic trailer Brandon played earlier. We'll find out. Sorry about that. We'll find out a little bit about that later. Apex Legends, obviously, if you watched the last EA play last year, that's all they talked about. That was like their big thing, was like Madden, I feel like, in Apex. But the Apex thing was funny because they didn't show anything. Like, I think they showed off Watson. I think that was Watson's season. I mean, that is their cash cow. That's EA's Fortnite. So they're definitely gonna to go with that a little bit. There is this rumor, if you're on it, the Switch on Nintendo. EA said they would like to put some of their games on there, but no one knows if that's for sure. That was during a conference call with investors. They noted that they were, more serious about getting games on the Switch. So that's something interesting. Like, I would love a Dragon Age 3 on the Switch if they could get that done. That'd be fun. That would be fun because you could play in the top-down mode and not really have to be all up in it. Whatever. we got all the EA games, football, sports. You got Madden, NHL, FIFA, all that horse shit. Madden did get its release trailer. Dude, it has like 30,000 dislikes on YouTube.
Jeez.
Everyone, like, I'm a huge Madden fan, and I'm not getting the next one. I'm a part of like the Madden subreddit. No one likes it. It's just they just need to fix the game. Like, there's so many core fundamental things that are wrong with that game. But and then again, people complain about it, but then still buy it every year. So
yeah, I mean, that's the legendary copy and paste game right there. Like, if you're talking about like any company that copy and pastes games, I mean, obviously EA is the king, and like that's their fundamental copy and paste.
Yeah, I agree. Madden should be like Siege. It should come out 1 year and every year have a $30 season pass. Eventually, every like 5 years or so, they could upgrade the graphics, because if you look at like Madden 10 years ago, they do usually every couple of years have a decent engine increase. But I think they just increase with the engine. Right now, I think they use the Frostbite engine, which a lot of EA games use. So I think every time EA gets a better engine, they upgrade it overall. So there's that. This is a huge question mark. We got BioWare. Like, no one knows what's going on with them.
Yeah, there was the hint at the next Dragon Age, but that's kind of flown into space, and no one knows.
That was like a Skyrim trailer, right? It was just like, it's happening, and then they didn't say anything about it. Yeah,
pretty much.
And I would love. I only played Dragon Age 3, and I watched the random animes they've made about that, which are interesting. But Dragon Age 3 came out of nowhere, and I was like, I love this game. So I would like to see them do another one. It did make me mad, though, because when that game, Dragon Age 3, you needed to be online, and that was the year the consoles came out, and then like the whole holiday season, all the consoles got DDoS, and I couldn't play it. Because a single player game I couldn't play because it needed to be logged into the servers of EA. And I was like, bruh.
If you were PC gaming at the time like me, you didn't have to worry about that.
Well, we're here now.
Yeah,
Phil.
pass, Josh. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, I'm stupid. I don't think. Do you guys think we're gonna get any Anthem news or anything? Or
I don't even give a shit if we do.
Yeah,
maybe, unless if they're like, we've listened to all of your hate for it, and we're gonna fix the next one. We promise.
Well, I know they're not they're rebuilding that game from the ground up currently, if I'm not mistaken. Like that was one of the last things I read. They take the whole, they're rebuilding the entire Anthem game because it was such a terrible, just game in general.
I mean,
So,
get good, BioWare.
Where this game is even at now in development.
Yeah, my biggest fear for that is that BioWare is doing it. Like they genuinely do RPGs, like we just talked about with Mass Effect, and Dragon Age, and then they're like, "Here, do Anthem now," and half the team got pulled from Mass Effect to go do Anthem in the first place. That's why both of those games came out half-assed. And then I like BioWare's games, and I think they just need to focus on what they do best and let another studio maybe take over for that. But I feel like EA doesn't have that many studios. They have the one studio that does Battlefront and Battlefield.
But wait a minute.
They got the motherfuckers that do sports.
But wait, who made Titanfall?
Respawn.
Yeah,
I was going to say, like, just give it to them.
And they also did, Jedi Fallen Order, so they could take over Anthem. I could see Respawn's Jedi Fallen Order team taking over Anthem.
EA has 20 studios.
I feel like they're going to be working on a Fallen
Order. They're going to be working on the next Fallen Orders.
Yeah.
But like when you think of BioWare, like me personally, I think of Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2,
he's doing it.
Jade Empire, Mass Effect, Dragon Age. Like I think of these grand RPG games.
Yep.
And they're all in different types of worlds.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna make this like Mech Destiny style game." Like, why?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Like, it makes no sense that they went that route.
I super concur. Super. Then lastly, we got like this. There's a rumor for Battlefield 6. Obviously, Battlefield 5's roadmap's done. I don't think it's getting any more updates. So you know how that works. We're gonna get another goddamn. Do we know where it's gonna be? I know we talked about this. Do you remember, Justin?
The new Battlefield?
Yeah, I feel like know where.
Nothing about.
There's nothing. Oh, I could have swore I saw something about.
They're gonna
that was
go
Call
back.
of Duty. I'm sorry, that was Call of Duty. It was Call of Duty that we talked about. Okay.
That's Cold War.
Yeah, I actually would love it because I got into Battlefield during 5. I feel like that's when I really started playing it again, and that was World War One, right? And then Battlefield 4 was World War One. Battlefield 5 was
Battlefield 1 was World War 1. Battlefield 5 was World War 2.
Yeah, I never really played a current generation of Battlefield where you're like using
3 and 4, fantastic.
Yeah, 3 and 4 were good. I hope they go back to
2 on PC.
Vietnam was great. I'm still waiting for a bad company. They need another bad company. That is the entire Battlefield.
That shit would be super fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
When Bad Company introduced a fully destructional on the walls, it was over. So dope.
Yeah, you can bring down whole buildings.
Yeah. But that's about it. Again, that's at 7:00 tonight.
About an hour.
Eastern time. If you're in Pacific, it's whatever time I said earlier, 4. So yeah, right after this, you can shoot on over. I'm sure it'll be live stream on any place that live streams things, and we'll cover it next week. It'll be kind of late by then, but we'll talk about anything that's crazy, super cool. This next one just came out today as well. It's gonna be hard to show some gameplay because it's still going on, but Baldur's Gate 3 did have its developer live gameplay.
I found the gameplay, so we're good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let y'all mainly take over for this because I haven't played any other ones, and I just watched this. I watched this with a fresh mind of I don't know what this is, and I was super stunned and really excited.
That's all.
But yeah, I'm gonna take it over. I'm gonna let Phil take it over.
Like this is so. But the thing is this is Larian Studios, Divinity Original Sin, and Original Sin 2. So it's going to be that style of gameplay. So if you're like, oh, I remember Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 on the PC back in the day, it's not that isometric pause system where you pause, tell your people what to do, and then just kind of real time watch what happens. It's going to follow the D&D style of turn-based combat. But the thing is it's going to allow you to do anything. And so this is Sven Sjorgensen, I think is his name. He's the lead director who's doing this playthrough. And he said he's played through this multiple times for investors or other things. And it's always different. He's never had the same thing happen twice. Which if you play D&D, it's always different based off the group of people playing.
Right.
And so it's going to be a huge open world RPG.
It looks phenomenal.
Yeah, it's gonna follow 5th edition. They know how to make a game look beautiful. The Divinity games look amazing, and they're wonderful long RPGs that you can really dive into. But the big thing is that you can do anything. If you are wanting to push someone off a ledge, you can go up and do it. If you don't have any ranged weapons, you can take your boots off and you can throw them at a person. He showed in a one of these gameplays beforehand that he accidentally did it, but he threw a pair of boots and it actually killed an enemy because it does damage based off your character and their strength. So he's just showing off the gameplay that's going to be available, hopefully, in August, based off their development. It's going to be early access. They always put their games in early access. I've never gotten them early access, but he's saying that the finished product of this game will be completely different than the early access. So I might just pick it up because I know I'm going to have a different experience the next time through. I don't I could talk about this game for days.
This is like my realm because my favorite RPGs are Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 10, Fire Emblem, like turn-based move and attack. And that I didn't know that that's what this was. Like when we were watching you mentioned it, and I was like, oh shit, let me log in and look. And I was like, what is he do? There's a time and turn. I was like, there's turns. I was like, that's my shit. And I love the camera angle. It looks like you really can zoom in, zoom out. Like that's my biggest thing with Diablo or Divinity 2. I hate being super above your character, but this looks like
Divinity 2, you don't have to be. You can move it down.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the one thing that this has that I don't think Divinity 2 had was the in-engine kind of cinematic camera between interaction between characters. Like that adds a whole new level of role play. Like if I get to see the character I've created talk to like bosses and stuff like that, just adds a lot. Like him teleporting on top of the roof right now, sick. Super cool. Yeah. Then I think he has like a throw option. He can just throw the dude off the ledge if he wants to.
Yeah. So he casts a Thunder Wave. Yeah. Yeah, a Thunder Wave spell, which is a D&D 5e spell, and you can it literally does damage, and they have to roll a saving throw to see if they don't get flung, away. But see, he's using it in a situation that it'll do the initial damage, they'll fall off, and then take fall damage, which is something a D&D player would actually think to do because it's in the actual rules of the book back here. I'm gonna show it because I have it right here.
The resource folder.
So yeah.
I think this would be super fun for us to just like start a campaign together and just roll through, like just do some like drinking dice, just get on.
Well, I'm definitely gonna get this.
That's the thing. In Divinity Original Sin 2, they added in a Game Master mode, so you could play like a D&D, your own adventure within the Original Sin 2 world, with a Game Master controlling the enemies and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And this will be co-op for every single party member too. So as you can see, there's 4 people there. They might max out at 4. I'm not sure. They might do 5. 5 is the usual number of adventurers in a party for D&D. But yeah, every single person can be a co-op person in this game, and you can go off and do your own thing. You don't have to be around anybody. And then the other thing with the camera is, I don't know, we might want to move on before he gets to it. There's a point where he's traveling below a goblin camp, and he zooms the camera like past his person and through a little thing, and his character could see that person, and he could just shoot the person that would have this dialogue thing and kill them, and then that entire situation would change.
Yeah, I loved it. It was funny. I was watching earlier when there was a cutscene, and he skips them all, and everyone in the chat's like, why is he skipping all the cutscenes? And he was like, bro, I played this like 5 times. Like he was like, he's played it so many times. He's like, I don't need these cutscenes.
He was also, because it was so different than his what he thought was going to happen, is he was running out of time. And this is all was being streamed on D&D Live on their thing, that they were going to cut him off right when he was supposed to be off. So he was just like, oh crap, I got to hurry up.
Yeah, it looks amazing. So I really do, like Phil's mentioned, I hope it comes to early access sometime in August. and I'm with it because this definitely isn't like one of those games that's going to get stuck in early access PUBG hell where it takes like 3 years to come out.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, this is the only thing that studio is working on.
yeah, I'm super excited.
Me too. Me too.
Cool beans.
Solid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
on to an RPG title that I'm super excited for.
Yeah.
We're gonna play the quick video here. This is super nostalgia. N64. One of the most boring games ever, but as a kid, I played it for some fucking reason.
What? I
We
thought
all
it was
did.
fun as a
Like,
kid, bro.
I as a kid, no, I thought it was fun as a kid, but like if I went back to myself now and watch, like if I watched a kid
yeah,
play
I
this
couldn't
now,
play
I'd
it
be
on the
like,
N64, but I could play it the way that it is right now. The
I'd
only
played it
reason
on
I would
Cyberpunk
even
on the
play
N64.
this, like, okay, so think of it from my perspective. I would play this to just compose reference images to draw from. Like,
That's fair.
because it literally, like, every Pokemon is to scale. It, like, you get a really good feel for what you would need to actually draw. Like, Lapras is the same size. They showed Whale Lord, and he was the same size that he would be. Super dope. All these Manti.
In coincidence, yeah, just while we're talking about Pokemon, and I just wanted to bring it up, the Sword and Shield update came out yesterday. The Isle of Armor. I just wanted to make sure. So if you're into double dipping and paying more for a $60 game,
Show you can catch Gigamax, Blastoise, and Venusaur. I think they added those.
I understand it. I don't want to get too off topic. I understand it, but I don't, because I get Nintendo didn't have any plans on adding those Pokemon, and then people were like, "Yo, motherfucker, we want that shit," and they were like, "Well, we ain't doing it for free, so pay for it here." So that it makes sense, but it also is grimy at the same time. But it makes sense.
I mean, that's Nintendo.
But yeah, Pokemon Snap.
Yeah,
Pokemon
for
Snap.
me, I don't like. I remember playing it on the N64. I thought it was cool, but it's not a game I'm gonna go back to now.
The fuck was that
I
turtle
can't.
Pokemon? I don't even know what that is. The fuck was that? You saw that? It was a little turtle motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I don't know. I don't remember all the Pokemon anymore.
There's
No,
too
I
many.
don't know
Ice
half of them.
Pop Pond.
Some of them look crazy, like they're like legit anime heroes. Like this dude right here.
Yeah,
Wild.
he just came out. He literally just came out in this update.
Yeah.
The anime heroes.
Like,
But yeah, Pokemon Snap. There's no release date, but it is coming. So super nostalgia.
for sure.
Get hype. Yeah, and also Island Armor pack pass. It's like $30.
Mm-hmm.
That might be for both of them though. For both DLCs, I'm not 100 on that because I didn't buy them. I do have Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Doubtful.
But I didn't pay for it because I'm not.
Oh, another thing with this release, if there's any collectors out there, is that if you have the original Pokemon Snap on N64, it's already expensive. It's going to shoot up in price because Paper Mario, for me, I just checked my app, was at about $60. It's just doubled in price, so it's sitting at about $120 in price now.
Just like a comic when the movie comes out.
Yeah.
So the expansions are separate.
Mhm.
Okay.
I believe so.
The Nintendo
yeah,
stores is a little wonky.
I'm not a big fan of Nintendo store.
It's a little wonky to navigate.
Yeah.
You're getting, DDoSed and your account stolen, so it's real difficult. It's real difficult to move in.
Another amazing RPG. If we're gonna just keep going down the line.
Yeah,
So
every
it's
game
an
pretty much
RPG.
is
What you
RPG
mean?
these days. Every game is an RPG these days. Every game has some kind of stat. But yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm gonna link a thing
Frozen West, Forbidden West.
Yeah. So this is the article that Brandon has. But if you want to watch this, it goes into a little bit more detail of the video we watched last week at Sony's conference.
Yeah, this is really good. It does a little bit of explanation of what's going on.
Yep, we get the explanation of the SSD, that's the thing, SSD, load times. They say in here the map's going to be a little bit bigger than the last map of Zero Dawn, but as well as he's like, yo, if you fast travel, you're there. Which, again, I don't really, load times aren't that serious anymore that I'm like super mad. I can't think of many games that I get mad that I'm like, hurry the fuck up. But, it is going to be cool. You said you boot up the game, it loads in, you fast travel, it loads in. I don't want to go into too much gameplay. Should we talk about like stuff in the game? Like, I don't know.
No, we don't have to do that. I mean,
okay.
I feel like it's pretty. I mean, this is literally the same video, just him talking between the shots.
That's true.
I mean, then he just goes over, that there's underwater areas and talks about what she's doing now with this new clan.
He talks about that red stuff, which is like a new like a new virus that's like killing the planet, and there's like
Yeah.
you'll see it in a second. There's a scene where she like looks up at that storm in the background. They're just like super cells like destroying parts of the earth, like they're moving around and stuff. So it kind of gives a hint of like what to expect.
Yeah, but if you're excited for this game at all, you should definitely watch this video. I linked it right in the little comment section there. And at the end, he does give the release year of 2021. Because again, last week at PlayStation's event, they did not have a date for this game, which is a little weird that next week they're like, oh, here 2021. We forgot to mention it.
I feel like they just didn't like the backlash.
Maybe. I'm excited. There's not much else. Did you guys want to add anything about Zero Dawn?
No, big hype. I hope that they keep, if this game comes out, I just hope that, or when this game comes out, I hope that they don't do what they did with the last one, which is where they had like this really in-depth DLC planned, and then they just can it and they give us like 2 missions.
Well, there was a reason between that. I remember reading this article so long ago. I'm pretty sure they wanted them to be free, and they wanted to do like 4 DLCs.
Right.
But whoever their publisher is,
it was
was like no.
Oh, I don't remember who it is now.
So they were like, all right, bet, and they made the one charge like
they wanted to do what Project Red did, and you know, give free DLCs and make the game better. And they're like, whoever the publisher was, like Josh said, he's correct.
Yeah,
they're like, no, we're gonna make you charge people.
Yeah,
and they weren't gonna do it, so they just gave the one out.
Yeah, and the one that came out was really cheap. For a long time, it was half priced if you pre-ordered it, and it was like $7.99.
Yeah, I mean, and it came out. It ended up coming out 2 months later with the Game of the Year edition of it.
Yeah, it did
for free. So it's like you get baited into buying a DLC that then comes out for free in 2 months. Like that's just kind of whack.
That's the Mortal Kombat syndrome that we talked about recently. It's just it's crazy. This next bit of news I'm very excited about because I'm a big fan of the Far Cry genre.
I've not played a single one.
But are you serious?
I have not.
They're so much fun.
I've heard
they're kind of your wheelhouse because it's FPS.
Yeah, I watched some. I almost got into Primal, which everybody said that was their least favorite, but I thought that one looked.
Primal's the one you should have like.
Really, I thought visually that one was like the dopest.
Nah, they just took the map off of the one and just coated over it. Called it a day.
The other one, was it the last one that they just? No, not the last one that they just had. The one where the guy's like the cult leader, and you're like,
that's
the last one. That one looked fucking fire too. When he was, when he was like the helicopter mission where there's all those dudes on drugs like rushing you, and you're in the helicopter shooting down.
That's every Far Cry. That happens in every Far Cry at least once.
Yeah,
on drugs coming at you. But so Ubisoft event is July 12th. We already got a confirmation that they're going to show some Far Cry news. I didn't know this was backlash, but apparently in this article there was backlash. A lot of people didn't like the North America setting in Far Cry 5. I didn't really care. I thought it was cool. Like it's different from the island theme of every other Far Cry. If you're familiar, pretty much they're always in like there's like a lot of water, there's beaches, stuff like that. A lot of mountains. This one had mountains, but you didn't really have any water. Really, there was like a lake. But a lot of people didn't like that, so they did say you're going to be pleasantly surprised for the sequel Far Cry 6 and to look forward to more news July 12th. So that does give us a little bit at Ubisoft's event. I'm really excited for Ubisoft's event, to be honest. You got hopefully Skull and Bones. I would like a release date for all the games they delayed inevitably, so that'd be cool. But because all their games I was excited for the hacker game.
Watch Dogs?
Watch
Dogs, yes. I was extremely excited for Watch Dogs. Yes. That trailer, that gameplay, it had gameplay trailer. It was just so good. And then they were
got
just
to play as an old lady.
Yo, that was great. That's all I would do.
I still think that's an awesome fact that you can just be like, oh, I can play as almost any character on the street. And then each character on the street has their own different sets of abilities.
I would literally have the granny gang where I just have a bunch of old ladies.
Oh yeah, that'd be sick. Some online play with like just old ladies running around.
Well, not even old ladies, because I think you can have different like operatives around. So certain missions, I would literally just have like the old ladies roll through. I am nervous that my only critique for that game that I was really scared about was the fact that a lot of the characters look very, very similar, like super just reskin faces and stuff, which everyone who got hands-on with that game, and that's why I was a little concerned that it got pushed back so much, because people did get hands-on with this game, said that wasn't an issue. But I was nervous because Assassin's Creed had a thing where you could get I want to say it was Unity, where you could have like 7 or 8 assassins like follow you around. You could like call them in, and they all looked the same. Their faces were all the same and shit. And that's 6-7 years ago, but that was my only thing I was worried about. But I'm still really excited, and Ubisoft's. I'm more excited for Ubisoft's than anybody besides PlayStation, I think, for their conference.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Did Xbox never gave a date for their thing, did they?
Nope. They said they're doing one every month up until this year's over. So they got.
I don't know when this one's happening because it's
they got like next week to do it. Or
the last one they did was the gameplay, air quotes. They released that a week before, so it was like today's Thursday. It was like Wednesday, and they're like, get ready next Wednesday. So they don't have much time, So I don't know. In more Ubisoft news, though, I did want to kind of patch this in because we do play Siege from time to time, every once in a while. If you notice that, that's fair. Not this season, not this year. This season we didn't play much, but they did want to rework audio, and I just thought it was at least worth mentioning. I don't know if you guys saw this article; it just came out recently. That they do have a small patch coming out with this new season that just aired, I believe, this week. But they are continuing to make strides to increase their season, and they don't think it's going to be done in year 5 at all. And year 5 just started, didn't it? So it's going to be a long process for that. But they do want to rework the audio because if you're a PC player at all, or just have a really good headset on console and play with a headset, the audio is super whack. There could be a dude right next to you and you can sound 20 feet away. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. It's not consistent.
For
so
sure.
I just wanted to note that because we do play that. And if you're an Ubisoft fan and a Rainbow Six Siege fan, and you're mad at the audio, don't be. They're gonna fix it. It's gonna be better. It's gonna be. All right, PAX West, not PAX East. PAX West. That is the latest yeet and being canceled due to stuff and things that are ruining my movies and stuff. But I thought this was very interesting. So they are doing an online digital space thing, like all of them. But this one seems like crazy. Like they're still going to do esports tournaments. They said they're going to have an indie showcase, and they're still trying to find a way to get demos to people.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I mean, so actually, we talked about Gen Con getting canceled, and they're doing theirs online. And actually, to get a pass is free to the Gen Con online for 2020. And then they're going to be setting up, because that's board games and stuff, virtual tables for all the games they want to show off. So, and you can just, if you want to run the game or sit in it, you just like put up that I'm marking this spot to be in here at this time. And it's going to go on like every single day, the whole day. For the weekend. Cool. So I think, like, even though I'd love to go to Gen Con in person at some point, like I have very close family friends that live in Indy and always like tell me like, hey, Gen Con's going on, why aren't you here? I want to go and be there in person, but I might join the online one this year.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see. I'm actually looking forward to Comic-Con, the New York one, because everyone's saying that's going to be digital and there's going to be certain panels you can just do, which will be interesting.
Yeah,
if I to see trailers and stuff live, because a lot of those you don't normally get to see. Like there's so many. I remember Thor Ragnarok. I didn't see that trailer, but that was it. Like came out months before. I'm curious if they're gonna reveal that kind of stuff to everybody, or like how they're gonna do that.
Yeah, I don't know, because like the Jim Lee pass and stuff like that was like $500. Like, so to sit in on his panel and see the trailer that they showed there, like it's a bit extensive. I don't know what they'll do for online pricing.
I don't know. Gen Con's gonna have panels and seminars too, and like I said, all the passes are free. Yeah. So you can just hop in. Maybe there's only going to be a certain amount of spots, so you have to say like I'm going to be at this panel, and it's set, and once it's filled, no one else can join it, because they're probably going to do like, some type of server, or maybe they'll just like literally stream it and then anybody can join in. Not sure. They don't have a whole lot of news on that. But PAX West is normally considered PAX Prime, if I'm not mistaken, because Penny Arcade, they're based out of Seattle. So I'm not surprised if they're working their butts off to make this like the very, very interactive, even in an online setting.
That's fair. That's fair. We were going to go to speedrun, but I feel like we're going to talk about this, so I'm just going to bring it up. This PlayStation news, Phil tagged in here for me. Oh, my bad, Brandon. I skipped things.
No, you're good.
I skipped things and stuff. Just go to speedrun and the second one. Second one. Is it the second one? Second one. Yeah. This. Yeah. Because I feel like we're going to talk about this a little bit anyway. So basically, a executive that used to be part of Xbox basically was like, "Hey, there's no way the PlayStation is going to come out for $1 zillion like everyone thinks it is." I still think it's going to be like $600, but he basically says, I read a little bit of this. It just would kill them in this kind of economy. No one would buy it.
They killed it when they did the 3 that way.
Yeah.
And the Xbox One when they came out with the Kinect. So we'll see. I mean, let me drop the article because I'm not reading the whole thing. It's like a lot, but that was my layman summation of it. Is just in this economy, people can't afford to pay $600 on a console. It would just shoot them in the foot. And it is statistically true. Every console that's come out with a bigger price point than like 4 has lost. Has not won. The Xbox One, when it came out for $500 with the Kinect, the PlayStation 3 was like $600. Yeah. But the only thing that I recently read an article about this as well, was this is the closest consoles have ever been to the pinnacle of top tier graphics. Like usually CPUs are like, what's up? Like looking down on them, LOLing, like just swag surfing. These ones are pretty close. Like I know NVIDIA's just about to drop their 30 series and stuff.
Yep.
But like right now, they're very close. Like what the PS5 can do and the new Xbox, they're arguably close. Not there, but they're close to what a really good PC can do. Obviously, like, you know, when you get to like crazy, like overclocked, you know, 2080 with like 28.
But see, but then you're thinking of like price differencing. Like right. my current build right now is nice and it costs, you know, like let's say roughly $1,500, but it's like what I saw on the PS5 and what I would like to see gameplay wise with the Xbox Series X, like that bridges basically what I could do in a little bit more. Like I don't think my PC could run the new Horizon Zero Dawn at those graphics with like a decent frame rate. But yeah, I'm spoiled with like 144, and I don't know what the actual frame rates are going to be on console.
Well, not only that, most TVs can't get that anyway, right. So it doesn't fucking matter. But that, like that's the point I was making, is these newer consoles are going to be able to do what a base engine average computer can do, if that's not $1,500, $1,800, $2,000. Right. So why should people expect it to be $400? That's my concern.
Well, I mean, he is saying 500. He's expecting, which I think
I'd be okay with
a good price point.
Yeah.
For it, I think that is a valid estimate, because the difference between PC gamers and, you know, console gamers, like in who the consoles are like really meant to, like for their audience, is like for everybody to use, right? PC gamers are crazy and enthusiasts, so we're willing to spend, you know, some premium for, you know, that new graphics card that has all the, you know, bells and whistles, where somebody who just wants to get their console so that they can have, you know, only Call of Duty on their hard drive, they don't want to spend that. So you have to consider that, you know, from this, you know, old Xbox exec's point of view, who's looking to buy this and how are we gonna, you know, make a profit? So if they do have to shoot it down to like maybe 500 and end up having to keep it there with no sales for a while to bounce back, they might just have to do that, but they can't, I don't think, put it any higher. Otherwise the sales are just going to plummet, and then they're going to have to put them on big sales and hope they can bounce back.
Yeah, I can see the PlayStation coming out at 5 for the discless and 6 for the one with the disc. That's what I really think it'll be. And then the Xbox is going to be like 550.
I think you'll see the disc for 5, and then the discless, I think, for probably like 450.
Yeah. We got
I see that.
We got it. Next episode.
I'll put some money down for sure.
Let's do our bid. And yo, I swear to God, if any of you fucking like prices right me with some fucking
do
like
some
$5.51,
yeah,
we'll fuck you up. But we definitely need to do bets. That'll be hilarious.
Are we talking tax included?
Right.
Yeah, right.
Not here in
Well, you
Delaware.
guys are in Delaware. You don't have it.
No tax here, bitch.
Hey, don't be giving away the location.
Right.
Of the cast.
1300 sat. No.
Yeah. All of our fans will show up. Yeah. But okay, we just wanted to talk about that a little bit because I figured we would. I feel like that wasn't going to hit speedrun. We were definitely going to talk about it. Honestly, same thing with this customizable PlayStation situation.
Show.
Because it needs to come in black. Because white looks god awful.
Yeah. So someone from PlayStation said in a statement with like investors that the PS5 is going to be the most customizable console yet. So that brings up the idea that the white chassis that you have seen on it might not be integral to it, and you could just pop them off like the old Xbox 360 faceplates, which were like the coolest things in the world, and then they just stopped.
Do you remember the Battlefield 3 faceplate for the PlayStation and Xbox?
For the
PlayStation? Say that again.
You couldn't fit anything on the PlayStation. That thing was fat.
No. Battlefield was either 3 or 4 came out with their own like snap-on covers for the PlayStation. I'll find it. Hold on. I'll send it to Brandon.
Yeah, send it over. I just remember the Gears of War faceplate being like the most badass one. The one that was all covered in blood.
That's the one I had.
Yeah.
I had a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Xbox 360.
Oh wow!
I still have it. I went to my brother's the other day. He still has it. Didn't even know he had it. It was sitting in the corner on his floor. I was like, "Is that my old Xbox?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Give me that shit, bitch." I broke his leg. That's okay. That was great. All right. While Justin pops that up, Brandon, you want to go to the video on the next thing about the Rainbow Six Siege case? It's a quick little video. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah,
so,
the PC case.
There's a video. Click it, scroll down just a little bit, and there's a video you can just play. This is just a cool case if you're a Rainbow Six Siege fan again. Some fans made this up, and it's dope as shit. So I just wanted to bring it up. Again, it works out while Justin's looking for his little thing.
I got it.
Show.
It's too late now. It's a minute video. You have to wait a minute. This just made me laugh because if this was for sale, I'd buy it.
It is for sale.
Shut the fuck up. Is it?
Yeah, there's like 510 of them or something like that.
So then it's just very, very expensive.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like that Cyberpunk card. But yeah, so if you're a Siege fan, obviously you got the destroyable walls.
Yeah, the CPU cooler plays GIFs. You can program it to play GIFs. Yeah.
Yeah, the NZXT 7X71 or 70 something or other.
I'm gonna see. There's no cost. I don't see it anywhere.
I think it looks cool. That's definitely.
Yeah, it looks pretty dope.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there because I thought it was funny. I like this. Anything that looks cool like that, I like to slide in here if it's possible. All right, Justin, hit us with it.
I dropped it in.
It's $250 for the case.
Brandon, you want to slide that up? I got it. Dropped it in the drinks chat.
What the actual fuck is that?
They actually released that.
That haggard.
They were snap-on plastic covers that you snapped on the sides of your 3 or 360.
See, you guys started the Red Ring of Death.
Yeah, right?
That thing's not breathing through that.
Yeah, that thing's hurting. That thing is feeling the pain. That's funny. That was worth waiting the minute and a half.
For sure.
Because that's funny as shit. But all right, I breathed a long breath. Whenever you're ready, Brandon, we can hit this releasing relevant.
Yeah, let's
do it, boy.
Let's do it. You have enough air in your lungs to read off all these fucking games?
Summer?
What? Yeah, there's so many games. So many games came out this week, guys. So if you're interested, obviously we got some headliners at the end. A couple good things in the middle. Let's get it. Griftlands comes out on PC June 15th. Darius Komzik Collections Arcade, which I'm curious about because it just looks interesting, came to PS4 and the Switch on June 16th. There's a arcade collection and a console collection, so I guess those are separate. It's probably one of those bundle packs. Desperados 3 for PC, PS4, and Xbox came to June 16th. Disintegration, which looked interesting, premiered on PC, PS4, and Xbox June 16th. Elder Scrolls Online came out on Stadia June 16th. This is the real money right here. The Farming Simulator 19.
Go ahead, say that word.
Equipment pack. I'm skipping it. Equipment pack DLC comes out for PC, PS4, and Xbox June 16th. Summer and Mara comes out PC and Switch on June 16th. Curious Expedition 2 comes to PC June 17th. Oh, Fortnite Floss Chapter 2 Season 3 comes to Everything Known to Mankind yesterday.
Except Stadia.
Yeah, except Stadia. Pokemon Sword and Shield, like we talked about earlier, the Island of Armor expansion comes to the Switch June 17th. Best Friends Forever comes to PC and Switch June 18th. We got Namco Museum Archives Volume 1 and 2 coming to all consoles but Stadia June 18th. Volume 1 and 2, yeah. That game's called Waking.
Waking.
Waking?
Yeah,
Waking.
Dyslexia. Waking comes to PC and Xbox June 18th. The Academy, The First Riddle, PC June 19th. This is a good one. Burnout Paradise Remastered comes to the Switch June 19th. I feel like that'll be a remaster that actually will perform and not be too critical. The Coma 2, Vicious Sisters, PS4 and Switch June 19th. Last of Us Part 2, or I guess 2, comes on PS4 tomorrow. And we got Wise Memories of Celta Remastered, PS4.
It's Ease, by the way. It's pronounced Ease.
You were just waiting. You just had that shit on lock.
No,
like,
I was literally looking at that, and then you said Wise, but it's pronounced Ease.
Whatever.
So, you know.
I'm excited for Last of Us. I would be excited for Pokemon if I didn't have to pay for it. But what are you guys excited for?
That's the Last of Us.
Last of Us, it's gonna be here by 3:00 tomorrow. Special edition, pre-ordered.
And Farming Simulator, obvi.
Yeah, Farming Simulator,
bro.
Brandon, you don't care about any of these. I'm assuming.
I'm not really that excited for any of them. I did play Burnout Paradise on I think it was 360 when it came out originally. That was pretty cool because that's the one where you like fully destruction cars, right? It's racing, but you can just like wipe people out. Yeah. My cousin had that. That was a lot of fun to play. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not super excited for any of these. You know, I'm a Pokemon fan, but I'm kind of over them just padding the numbers at this point.
The last one was fun, and I like we said, I get why they came out with a DLC because they just were like blatantly like we don't want.
Well, they used to do this. We just didn't call it DLC back in the day because remember they used to always come out with a third version of the games because they always had like Silver, Gold, and Crystal. They had Emerald when Ruby and Sapphire were out. That's basically DLC. We just didn't call it DLC back in the day. But the thing that I liked about it back in the day is we got to play through the entire game again and have a whole new experience. With this, it's just like I have my fully kitted, set of 6 and I can just run train on whoever. It's not like there's a new game plus when it comes to Pokemon. Like it's not getting any harder.
Yeah. All I'm saying here. Hold up.
Okay, go ahead.
All I'm saying is I've been playing Pokemon since I was like 8.
Right.
-8 almost, pretty much.
Wow.
They need to either let you hold more Pokemon, right? Because their balls are like this big.
Right.
And this is even more important than that. That's not crucial. This is what's crucial for RPG fans especially. The 4 moves needs to be at least 6. Because there's no point to use any moves that affect stats or anything. You just get the 4 strongest goddamn moves and you just obliterate everybody. Like there's no point in having like it's just you just
the only reason why that doesn't work, I'm gonna burst your bubble right now. The only reason why that doesn't work is because they're really invested in the esports Pokemon and they have perfect IVs and that doesn't work. Like
when did they do esports Pokemon?
Oh, a long time.
Ooh.
For a long
When you're
time.
when you're in the realm of like,
They
perfect IVs,
Yeah, they breed. I've seen streams of people restarting their game 2,000 times plus to hatch the same egg and see if it has perfect IVs. And when it has perfect IVs, then they load it with the best abilities in the game. They go to a tournament and start smacking on people. But like, that's the only reason they won't do it, because there's so much money wrapped up in the competitive play. But it makes total sense.
Dumb.
I absolutely agree.
Because like there's no point in having agility or any of the moves that boost stats or hinder other Pokemon stats. It's like get Hyper Beam, get Surf, get Fly, and fuck off.
Earthquake, and you just smash everybody. The other thing that always sucked is that you always had to have that one abused Pokemon that held all your HMs. And
that like, haggard motherfucker.
Yeah, like you had to have the donkey Pokemon that knew Surf, Fly, Cut, Flash. Like I used to get so pissed off, like, because I remember playing Pokemon Yellow and then having to force my fate, like having to have Pikachu know Flash for most of the game is the most annoying thing in the world.
Yeah, they fixed that now though. You can just get rid of HMs. You don't. They're not unforgettable anymore.
Yeah.
Oh no, not anymore. Even that. Now I'm pretty sure they're just like not even moves. Like you can just do it.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
You just learn it's just like a secondary ability.
I'm fairly certain.
I haven't played one since what was that? Alpha. What did they when they redid Ruby and Sapphire? I don't remember what those are called.
Omega Red and Ruby
Alpha. Alpha Sapphire and
Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah. I haven't played Pokemon since Gold and Silver.
Those are the good ones.
Damn. All right, hit us with the cheat code while you're talking. Hit us with
but one thing I want to add is that I'm actually interested in the Coma too, because the first one, it's a survival horror game. Always looked interesting, and it's like still sitting on my wish list. And the fact that they've already come out with a sequel is cool. So that might be something I would dive into. But the cheat code of the week, we're looking at some Easter eggs from The Last of Us inside of The Last of Us Part 2 coming out.
Mm-hmm.
In the hometown at the start of the game, where you always cry right after the start.
Baby
you
girl.
can see a PlayStation 3 console when the player goes down to the living room. So that's a little Easter egg. And then if you look at Bill's Town, there are some album covers. The music store references to real life bands and albums, including the Blasted Boys, the Backstreet Boys. Detroit Will Burn, Bad Religion's album, Los Angeles is Burning, and Full Funk as for Daft Punk. The Shambhala's pamphlet among Bill's magazine in his secret cellar, a pamphlet for a band known as the Shambhalas, can be found. This is a reference to the Hidden City sought after by Nathan Drake in Uncharted 2. And then the Walking Dead house. There is in Bill's Town a house that is identical to the layout in the house from Telltale's Walking Dead game, which I actually didn't notice now that it's mentioned, and I think that's really cool because I love the Telltale Walking Dead games.
I'm gonna throw air quotes on games when those games. The Telltale games are like cutscenes.
Okay, yeah, they're like interactive stories, but some of them are really good. The best Borderlands game, Tales from the Borderlands.
I never played it, so I can't judge you, but I'm still gonna judge.
Do you think that that's the best one?
Yeah, the Tales from the Borderlands is a wonderful story, and I love that game.
Okay, are we saying best story or are we saying best game? Because you said best game.
You said best Borderlands game.
I understand that, but Borderlands 2 exists.
Yeah, Borderlands 2 is fun. I will say that, but after a while, it gets extremely boring.
What? Did you play with friends or you played by yourself? I
played it with a buddy. I played it like the only way I got through Borderlands 2 was playing it with a friend.
Your buddy's boring.
Yeah, because I drank and played a lot of that, and it was fun as fuck.
Okay, so you're saying alcohol helped you?
Yes, absolutely. Me and my friend Jim Beam, we beat that shit quick, bro.
All right, what we playing this week? Let's wrap this bad boy up,
bro. We about to get on
Phil, Brandon, Justin, myself.
All right. Hit it. So I've been playing Days Gone in preparation for The Last of Us Part 2. I'm still really enjoying that. I can't figure out how far I am, and which sucks because I haven't been able to play it the past 2 days. and I want to finish it before I start Last of Us Part 2.
Rip. The game's
And then,
decently long.
yeah, then some Apex Legends and that Halo 3 flight was out, so I was playing that. Feels really good on PC, but mostly I've been playing Days Gone and enjoying it very much.
Good choice. I think it was Brandon that was next.
Was it
But now
me?
the format's different.
Brandino.
Oh well, I've been playing some games. I've been playing a bunch of Valorant. I'm gonna do like a little sneak peek at this bad boy. I just finished this painting yesterday, and got it scanned in. Ordered a bunch of prints, so I'm gonna be selling those on the website. We'll throw that in the description when it launches. It'll probably be like next episode we actually talk about it. But Valorant, been loving Valorant. We've been playing that a ton. It's super fun.
Yeah,
Phil
it
gets
is a
mad,
lot of
but
fun.
I do. That game is really
rage-inducing
inconsistent.
for him.
It just tilts me because like it feels like an arena shooter, but then
I'm
it's
with you,
not,
Phil.
and
I'm with you.
I can't. Sometimes I just can't.
Yeah.
Understandable. Justin, hit us with it, baby boy.
I'm here for Valorant because the boys play Valorant. I'm not good. I have my games. But, yeah, Valorant. We play Apex when everybody else decides to
What you been playing without us?
get tired of it.
Yeah, what have you haven't been playing anything without us, dog? Any solo games?
World Star Citizen, but that's about it.
Sea of Thieves.
I just want to roast that game up so
I
hard.
have been wanting to
but
play
just
Sea of
I'm
Thieves. They
holding
just updated their new, brought a new update, and they brought like ghost ships out.
Yeah, like arenas and.
it. I thought about downloading it when you said you and your brother were playing, and I was like, maybe because that game.
I watched Summit play, and he's had a lot of fun because they have like an arena mode now. Like you go in, and it's a bunch of ships versus each other, and you steal each other's loot, and it seems
And
pretty
they
fun.
just brought in ghost ships, and they look hard as F. Like they don't look fair.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'll pick it back up.
Yeah.
I
I reinstalled it. So
You say that, Josh.
I just forget. But you know what I'm playing, boys. Valorant. I really enjoy Valorant. I like to keep one competitive game at a time on the shooter because if not, my shot will be off on all of them. So I'm cool with it. I'm not very good either. I need to get better. That's why I'm enjoying playing it to try to get better. Other than that, just playing Warhammer. And I'll play Last of Us when it comes out if I can get it, a physical copy, because my girlfriend yelled at me when I said I was going to download it digitally.
Yeah, don't do that.
So, well, dude, you heard what I said with Final Fantasy. I got played because she wanted to play that, and it wouldn't let her play it on the same PlayStation on a different account. So,
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
she was like, no, bitch, you can't do that. So I'll get a physical copy and I'll play that. I really want to play Last of Us again, or Last of Us, Days Gone again, like you, because that game's awesome. But I'll
Just
wait.
download that.
Because I want to play Last of Us because then after that I want to have that beat by Ghost, which is in a month, pretty much. So,
that is the one single player game we will all be able to talk about because I am going to buy it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
I watched the gameplay trailer. I watched the gameplay demo twice. I got major like Sekiro vibes without like the real hardcore death penalty. And that really it reminded me of it was an old samurai game I had a demo of that I'll have to look it up and I'll bring it up next podcast. But there was a samurai game that I remember playing and I just loved it. I mean, samurais are fucking dope. Who doesn't want to be a ninja or a samurai? Like they're probably the coolest people on the planet.
I'm more excited for that than I am Last of Us, and mad they switched with the release date.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's what spoilers will do to you. They'll make your game come out real fucking quick. But that's about it. Real quick, let us know how you feel about Cyberpunk. If you're okay with it being delayed or you're really upset, let us know what you're super excited about EA Play. Again, that's in about a half an hour. What games or anything you're excited about that. Are you excited about Baldur's Gate? Are you going to play it early access, hopefully in August? Or are you just going to wait? Are you going to play Pokemon Snap? Do you care about Horizon Zero Dawn? Do you care about Far Cry? What are you thinking? Did you hate the old map, the North America theme, or you want to go back to India / the beaches?
Beaches.
Yeah, let us know. I mean, all the other ones were just beaches. I don't know where they were. Yeah. Let us know. Let us know if you're gonna play Last of Us. If you're excited about any other games that came out this week. Are you really gonna buy Island of Armor? Are you paying for Pokemon DLC? Let us know. We always want to talk about it. See you in the comments.
Tell us things.
The show.
Yeah, speak to us. Speak to us. Cool. Thanks, guys. I don't
Yep,
have
yep,
anything
yep.
else to say.
Don't forget to follow, like, comment, subscribe wherever you
absolutely.
can. Even here on
Absolutely.
Twitch, you can do it free with Twitch Prime.
Right. We'll shoot that promo right now. Everybody look at the camera really intensely. Look, you've been watching our videos. We really need you to like, comment, subscribe. And if you're watching us on Twitch, follow. You get a free Twitch sub with Amazon Prime. Go do it now. Thanks. Enjoy the episode.